One of the most surprising teams has been the New Orleans Saints. They kicked off the season in week 1 dominating a divisional rival, the Carolina Panthers, 47-10 at home. Then they ended up hitting the road in week 2 to take on the Dallas Cowboys and ended up laying the smackdown on them by beating them 44-19. New Orleans totaled 432 yards of offense against an elite Dallas defense, and Alvin Kamara had 180 total yards with 4 touchdowns, 3 rushing and 1 receiving. The Saints offense has been firing on all cylinders. This offense is on a roll and their defense has been locked in as well. The Saints were formerly known for having a great quarterback in Drew Brees. However, after the 2020 season, Brees decided to retire, so the team had to go elsewhere for a quarterback. After searching, things didn't go so well for a few years. Then the Saints ended up signing former Raiders quarterback Derek Carr in the offseason of 2023 following his release from the Raiders. The deal is a 4-year deal worth up to $150 million. In 2023, Carr finished with a 68.4 completion rate, passing for over 3,800 yards, 25 touchdowns with 8 interceptions, and the Saints finished the season with a 9-8 record. Now, Derek Carr has already started the 2024 season lit. He's passed for 443 yards to 5 touchdowns with 1 interception and 1 score using his legs. However, this offense has the potential to make a significant impact this season. At wideout, they have Chris Olave from Ohio State, who was drafted in 2022 first round pick 11. He's already established a name for himself. In his rookie season, he surpassed the 1,000 receiving mark with 4 touchdowns. In 2023, the story was the same. He had over 1,100 yards and 5 touchdowns, and I won't be surprised if the story continues in 2024 as long as he stays healthy. The number 2 guy on the other side is also in his 3rd season, Rashid Shaheed. He has not been as dynamic as Olave. In his first season, he only had 488 receiving yards and 2 scores, while in his 2nd season, he had 719 yards and 5 touchdowns. But in 2024, he's already up to a good start with 2 catches for 169 yards, and those 2 catches are 2 touchdowns. In the backfield, they have 2 great duo veterans in Alvin Kamara and Jamal Williams, who were both drafted in the 2017 NFL Draft. We already know the player Alvin Kamara is, but the one crazy part, he hasn't had a 1,000 yard season yet. However, he's always been a key player being involved as an all-purpose back, and his vision is fantastic. Jamal Williams has had only 1 season with 1,000 yards or more, and that was the 2022 season with the Lions, the season before coming to New Orleans. He also had 17 rushing touchdowns that season, which was the most in the NFL. He's a fantastic second back to have on the roster. Before the 2024 season, there were significant concerns about head coach Dennis Allen, the salary cap problem, and the whole state of the team from personnel to coaching staff. While I don't think Allen is the best head coach, he can run a solid defense. With Clint Kubiak now leading the offense as OC, this team is for sure going to continue to make noise. The New Orleans Saints take on the Philadelphia Eagles in week 3 at home, which should be a pretty good test for them since Philly has a pretty good group. Then in week 4, they hit the road for 2 weeks in a row. Week 4 is against a divisional rival, the Atlanta Falcons. Then in week 5, they take on the Kansas City Chiefs on a Monday night game. After that, they go play home for 2 weeks in a row. Week 6 is against Tampa Bay, and then week 7 is against the Denver Broncos on a Thursday night game. Week 8, they hit the road to take on the Los Angeles Chargers. Week 9, they're going against a very bad Carolina team. Then again, they have another divisional rival game right after that in week 10 against the Atlanta Falcons, and then they take on the Cleveland Browns at home in week 11 right before their bye week in week 12. Right after their bye week in week 13, they play against the LA Rams, and then in week 14 they travel to New York to take on the New York Giants. Week 15 they have my favorite team, the Washington Commanders, and then after that they play another Monday night game in week 16 against Green Bay in Green Bay. Then week 17 17, they're going against Derek Carr's old team, the Raiders. And then to end off the season, they have a divisional rival game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who are truly the only challenge in the NFC South division. They're also pretty well prepared on defense. Cameron Jordan is still there. They have the Honey Badger, and they ended up adding Chase Young. Peter Warner is there, who entered his 4th season. If the Saints can control possession time, play great defense, and avoid turnovers, this squad has a chance of winning big. They also have the NFL's 6th easiest schedule, making a postseason appearance much more likely. If the New Orleans Saints can build on their early success, I believe they have a good chance of reaching the playoffs and playing well.
That's all I know, shawty, I'm getting dough, shawty. We bout to blow, take it